Hey guys, Dawn here. Can you say super quick? Because today I'm making another thank you card and this one is super quick to make. I'm going to be making an alcohol ink background, which is super fun to do. And I'm using the marble red rubber stamp. I was originally going to use both of these backgrounds, but then I didn't like how the Hawaiian floral turned out, so I'm not going to show that one, and I'm going to cut most of it out of the video. So let's get started. I'm going to heat emboss my background, and I'm going to be using the Ranger Heavyweight Yupo paper. I cut a piece down to 5.5 by 4.25 and I placed it in my Misty stamping tool. I rubbed my paper with my embossing powder bag, and then I'm putting a very generous amount of Versamark ink onto the red rubber stamp because it is a very big stamp. And then I'm going to press down really good to give it a good impression. And I'm going to repeat the process just to make sure that I get really good coverage. I'm going to pour clear embossing powder on it, and I'm going to make sure to pour a very generous amount on it and then move it all around to get good coverage. Then when my heat tool is good and hot, I'll heat emboss the entire paper. Now this is a lot to heat emboss, and the Yupo paper will melt if you stay in one spot for too long. So make sure to keep the heat tool moving at all times. I take a piece of scrap paper and I like to put it down on my workstation. I'm going to be using my alcohol blending solution that goes on my paper and my 2 alcohol inks I'll be using. Remember, disregard the pink and the purple alcohol inks and the Hawaiian floral paper because I'm not going to be using those. I'll be using this air blower to move the ink all around. The first thing I'm going to do is put some alcohol blending solution on my paper, and then I'm going to pour some turquoise color onto the paper. As you can see, I'm putting a pretty generous amount down. And then I put some pool color, and make sure to shake it really well, especially if you're using the pearl colors. Now all I'm going to do is take my air blower and move the color all around on the paper. I'm just going to keep adding color and blending solution until I have the desired look that I want. This process is very easy to do, and it's really hard actually to make a mistake. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And when you're all done, you can just let this air dry, or you can very lightly run your heat tool over it. Just don't melt the paper. You have to keep moving it all around and hold it away from the paper. I used the Whimsy Stamps Thanks die. I cut 3 thanks from the black cardstock, and then I cut the shadow from white cardstock. And then I'm just going to adhere the 3 thanks words together to give it dimension. And then I'm going to adhere that onto the white shadow. Now I'm going to assemble the card. I cut the alcohol paper down to 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. I adhere a piece of white craft foam to the back of the alcohol paper, and then I'm going to adhere that to a piece of black cardstock that I cut to 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm going to adhere the entire alcohol paper to the left corner of a top folding A2 size piece of white cardstock. And then I'm just going to adhere the thanks sentiment onto the front of the card. And to finish off my card, I'm using my favorite confetti from This Calls for Confetti. I'm using the black matte confetti today. I know I say this in every video. Whimsy Stamps carries a huge variety of This Calls for Confetti collection, so I like to let you know that. I'm just randomly putting the confetti on the card, and I chose to only put 3, and I just adhere them with my glue and jewel picker. And that's basically it. And that's going to complete my card for today. While this wasn't a super hard card to make, and it seems very simple, but it's actually very elegant in person, and the marble lines really give texture and makes the card much more interesting. As a thought, you could make these in different colors and give it as a gift set. I just want to thank you for joining me on the Whimsy Stamps YouTube channel. I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. Be sure to subscribe to the Whimsy Stamps YouTube channel and their other social media platforms so you don't miss out on any upcoming releases and great inspirational videos. Also, check out their website for all their new releases. And as always, thanks for stopping by and spending your time with me, and have yourself a wonderful day.